In 2019, I made what could be one of the worst financial decisions of my life. I purchased a bunch of YouTuber books. And in 2020, I am willing to put every last clinging brain cell left on the line, and I'm gonna read them.
So what is wrong with myself?
Boop. Hi, it's Divya J. What does the J stand for? The G stands for Gabbie Hanna. Former actress, singer, YouTube personality, songwriter, and now author. Written and illustrated. Beep. She's an artist too. She can put that in her LinkedIn bio. Here we have my curry-stained copy of Adultolescence. Is this a cash grab? Or, I argue, a profound expression, a kindled reaction against the gatekeeping guardians of the galaxy. Wait. Bob. Guardians of the Galaxy. Seriously. Are you taking the piss? Against the gatekeeping guardians of literature. Is this book a violent redefinition, a big bang birth of proportions of a new era of poetry? Has Gabbie Hanna shook off? This is quote unquote as per the blurb. An exhilarating debut collection of Gabbie explores what it means to feel like a kid and an adult. She cuts to the profound with internet and detonate wickedly funny jokes between moments of existential dread. And you'll return to the first page because she gets you. So it's about the exploration of what it feels like to be a kid and an adult all at once. Or as I like to call it, a big baby. The acknowledgements here start off on a good note, you know, like, thank you for putting me in touch with a great publishing team with a glowing recommendation. Real friends lie for each other, so, you know, lovely. Even the author is telling you that it's shit. So we open page 1, and it's clear from the get-go that, oh beep, Gabbie Hanna is a victim. Gabbie Hanna, too, is a sufferer from the broken caps lock, oh shit, it's not working syndrome. Pray for Gabbie and all the other poets. Fix their broken caps lock. Sleep. Sleep is a poem that on first glance seems to convey, you know, the innocence of childhood. Just look at her use of very simple language, you know, her rhyming couplets, the use of exclamation points to hint at an excited little child. But if you look at the last 2 lines, I wake up to eat or pee, otherwise I'd sleep for eternity, hints at something darker. Sleeping for eternity or eternal sleep. A Hamlet once famously said, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. An expression on his wanderings of death, Hamlet, in the midst of his moral anguish, ponders at how wonderful it would be to just drift into an unconscious state. And here, Hanna, like Hamlet... Bob, really? Hamlet too mirrors this metaphor of death, hinting at the early stages of her own moral anguish hidden behind the mask of playful language. Is youth but a dream? Truly a poet. Throughout the collection, she many times repeatedly uses this mask, hiding behind the language of adolescence to reveal a darker truth about the qualms of mankind, the exhaustion of her mind, and the dejected state of oneself. She truly is talking about the man in the mirror. Who does this in Recess most prominently, where she uses a nursery rhyme jarringly, switching the mood and atmosphere of the poem from playful to painful, pandering on a loveless childhood. Perhaps commenting on the flippant switch, flick, of youth, cut too short by the woes of her own life. Not only does Gabbie Hanna reverberate the likes of Shakespeare, she too echoes and draws inspiration from other equally great artists. For example, Milk and Honey. Bob. Milk and Honey. You're comparing Milk and Honey to Shakespeare. I'm not, all right. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not a gatekeeper of literature. I'm not saying correct. But most prominently, we have the poem Relative. Time is relative. Beauty is relative. Family is relatives. I don't know about you, but Einstein been real quiet ever since. We have not even dipped our crusty ass toes into the very depths of this book yet. Because what's most impressive is not her nods to Shakespeare, you know, her philosophical quandaries, or the fact that she was 20 when she came up with a theory of relativity itself. No, it is her redefinition of the very essence of poetry itself. When I was reading this, I often found myself literally shocked. Let's play a game called Is This Poetry? Or is this a drunken Fiat 500 tweet that never should have left drafts? I don't know, it does today. Feels good to finally be someone's type. When I was young, my mum used to check if the iron was hot by touching it, and I don't know, I just feel like there's a metaphor in there somewhere. For 25 years, I told myself I couldn't do a single push-up, and now I can do 4 push-ups. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. You can do anything. I wear makeup because I have acne. I have acne because I wear makeup. Like, I didn't think I was like gonna like it the way that I like it, but like I like it. When I was younger, girls asked, "Does this make my butt look big?" in like a concerned way, and now girls ask, "Does my butt look big?" in an excited way. So don't worry, your butt will be trendy someday. But notice that the word synonym doesn't have a synonym. Now that's just incorrect. I'm gonna keep going. If you eat an entire pizza by yourself in the woods and no one's around to see it, do the calories count? Is it 99 calories though, Sharon? How many Weight Watchers point is that, Sharon? Aren't you meant to be on a diet? Naughty Sharon. Enough hobnobs for you, Sharon. To call this a collection of poetry would be an injustice. To what, Bob? An injustice to what? Poetry. You know what? I really love her use of profanity in the poems when she says, "Google it, bitch," or when she says, "This is a haiku, bitch." Because it's either like an expression of her rage against the world, or it's a revelation to us, the readers, for, you know, buying this and supporting this, that we in fact are the true bitches. She talks about her insecurities a lot. Being a nobody, the pressures to be somebody in society, the pressure to perform. But I think it's most pertinent in her tweet filler where... Huh? What? Tweet? No, I said poem. Where she states that some of these poems were written because inspiration struck. Others were written because I had a deadline and needed to fill the pages. Can you guess which are which? Some would see this as laziness, but not I! No, I say this is a shout against capitalism and the publishing industry forcing the writers to produce trash in the names of sales and money. I say she is smart and she knows what she is producing. It's not poetry, it's protest. This is a shining light, a beacon against the industries holding authors at the tips of their knives for profit. The industries that produce waste in this beginning of a climate and ecological crisis. A screw you to words and making them string knives. Her insecurities bleed through the pages. Her mental despair in the pursuit of happiness and relevancy and the desperate need to be wanted, to be immortalized into society, to mean something. But more so of all, this book is a cry for help. End scene. Alright, so all in all, to conclude, I give this book a 0.1 star rating out of 5. Not gonna lie, I felt cheated. It was about like 2 or 3 poems that had potential, but then the rest of it was just... It got me questioning, you know, why is this my first book of 2020 that I've read since like 2017? I honestly just felt like she was taking the piss half the time. Would I recommend this poetry book to literally anyone? I would say no. I just feel like it takes the piss, you know, like people are actually struggling to put anything out because they don't have a platform to make it big.
And it's not her fault for having a platform. It's not her fault that I'm buying this and feeding her either. But it just takes the piss. I just feel ripped off. And I'm like, I honestly think kudos to Gabbie Hanna for publishing this. You know, you use your platform, you got that dough, you got that money. I'm sure there are some people who relate to this, love this, that's fine. Illustration's nice. I like the cover. I just think it's peak when the blurb is just like so much better written than literally any of the poems combined. Please do answer the question, is Gabbie Hanna Shakespeare? Is Gabbie Hanna the next Einstein? Of all the poems that I mentioned, or if you read this yourself, let me know what your least favorite poem is or what your favorite poem is, but I just want to know what your least favorite is. For me personally, I think my least favorite poem, I don't know, you know, just taking the piss, like, or this one. K, red. Oh my god, I'm vexed. Do let me know if you'd like for me to, you know, analyze some of her books, maybe Jacob Paul next. So like the video if you like, subscribe to become a G, and I just want banter in the comments, so do let me know. I am Divya G. It's been nice to meet you. I make videos about books. Gabbie Hanna's like the loosest definition of a poet, and I'm also the loosest definition of a booktuber, so that's just how it goes. I'll see you guys from the next video. Stay safe.
So what if I'm the monster?